So I wanted to talk with you about kindness for just a minute. This is the week where I'm thinking about kindness as a leader and leadership in kindness. I actually wrote about it yesterday. I'll leave a link up above that you can click on to read that post on Leadership Freak. But I just wanted to talk to you about the issue of weakness and kindness. In other words, if we're kind, it seems like we're weak. And how do we deal with that? And I think there is this great misconception about kindness that if you're kind, you can't be tough. If you're kind, you can't confront tough issues. If you're kind, you can't deal with conflict. If you're kind, you dance around issues that really need to be addressed. And so if you're going to be a kind leader, it actually helps you with the tough issues. And here's what I mean. Let me just draw a little graph here for just a sec. If you think about here are the tough issues. Really, kindness needs to go up if you're going out this way and get into this area. And if you've read Kim Scott's book, Radical Candor, you can notice she talks about care personally and challenge directly. And they aren't, the idea would be you don't have to lower this to get more of this. Actually, the more of the challenge you want to do, the more of the challenge you're going to do, the greater the care needs to be. So things like giving negative feedback can be done in a caring way. That's important, right? Care is important. Don't worry about being too kind. Just make sure that when you confront, when you deal with tough issues, when you are having to correct, when you're having to say something that someone doesn't necessarily like, that you do it in a kind way. That's all. Kindness and toughness actually go together. And toughness is actually enhanced by kindness, because if we are unkind when we have to do tough things, then what do people do? They put up barriers. But kindness opens people's hearts. We open our hearts and they open their hearts. So be kind when you're being tough. So Monday I met with a leader at 7 a.m. We met at a coffee shop, and I'm thinking about being kind. So I greet him in a kind way, maybe a little more openly than I normally would have. And just as we're getting ready to sit down, in walks a regular at the coffee shop, and I normally would have just nodded, hey, but I was thinking, kindness. Kindness is showing respect for someone. And so before I sat down with the leader I was meeting with, I reached my hand out, shook his hand, said, hey, it's great to see you. And just for a very short moment, how you doing, that kind of thing, and then turned back to the leader that I was meeting with. Kindness, for me, is showing respect. You can be kind and still lead. You can be kind and do tough things. Bring them together. Don't look at kind and tough as two separate things. So click the link up above and visit the blog that I wrote about this. Also, today on Leadership Freak, there is a book giveaway. So I'll put a link for that above too.